For the most part, superhero television has been caught up in sort of a formula, very formulaic, action and adventure, but lacking in the budget necessary to present those spectaculars. Very minimal, so having to infuse it with soap opera type tropes and whatnot. But, well, to be fair, most shows are soap operas. And so a lot of them couldn't avoid these things, and there's end up being weaknesses. But if you have a strong cast and some interesting plots, it doesn't really matter. You can make it work for a certain amount of time. Which I think some of these series need to come to an end and should have ended some time ago. But you've had, the CW shows, most of which aren't very good at all. I have a fondness for The Flash, but that's about it. The Netflix shows, the Daredevil shows seem to be the best of those, and the rest just wasn't all that. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started off very, very badly, and then kind of found its footing and developed a fan base for it. I lost interest, but I do admit it got better from what it was. But there again, the sort of promise that it was going to all be a part of the ginormous MCU storyline, well, as for the DC characters, they never really did that. Meanwhile, the X-Men, of course, was held by the license with Fox, and then, of course, Disney bought Fox, and we'll see what they'll do with the X-Men. The remnants of the X-Men franchise that Fox produced ended with a whimper thanks to Dark Phoenix. I think everyone should just say Logan was the end and leave it at that. But in the meantime, out of all of that came quite the diamond in the rough, which was Legion. Now, Legion is its own little entity here. I don't know if they ever bothered to suggest that maybe they existed in the same world. I don't think so. But FX put on this series, and it's now in its final series as I'm taping this. I'm just going to do an overview, more or less, of it. And this is a show that successfully made a surrealistic series. There's a narrative, perhaps. You're never quite sure what it is, but and does it fully capture surrealism and achieve it in total? Again, I'm not entirely certain. A lot of times it's like, what did I just see? But they managed to do it through performance and production and click on all levels and keep you back for more, to where you're not left wanting or feeling like, oh boy, they really pooped the bed on that one. And it's hard to categorize other than that, yes, this is a very surrealistic show. It cultivates the sort of feeling or sense you get from listening to music like Pink Floyd, mostly, and a lot of those 70s trippy post-psychedelic bands. And they filter that in there, which is odd, because one of the weaknesses of the series, I could do a little less with the musical numbers that appear here and there. I understand the point, and of course with the dreamscape that you achieve, and is it dreaming? Are they only thinking, or is this really happening, and that sort of thing. And it fits, but I might want to rein that in just a tad. But it's based on Legion, this character who was the son of Charles Xavier from the X-Men, and for the most part, the story about the Shadow King and all that's all true as far as to the X-Men comic books. And he doesn't look like the David Heller from the comics. In fact, that's a good thing, because I always thought the guy looked really stupid. With this ginormous hair standing up. I don't know what that was. But the idea of superpowers explored to a point, and how do you get there when you have someone who's so powerful that they're practically omnipotent. And surrealism is the only way to achieve this, and they did. When it comes to other superhero shows trying to do the same, the only one that comes to mind was Doom Patrol. And Doom Patrol, they tried here and there, but they did not succeed. And the danger of surrealism in this business of display in a theatrical sense is that you end up, as someone commented on one of my reviews for Doom Patrol, about it's just being weird for the sake of being weird. And that's the danger you can achieve. But with Legion, at least they fooled me that they're really going somewhere. And it may be just a very simple story. Here was a kid who didn't have daddy in his life, and it messed him up. Now, in this case, he was possessed by a monster, the psyche of a monster mutant, who's later reunited with his own body, blah, blah, blah. That's the whole narrative that they've set up here, and they're sticking to that. And the idea of his omnipotence is the threat that's facing the world, so that his former friends are now his enemies, and so on and so forth. And, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And so you see that would be the narrative for David here. And, will it end with his ultimate death, or will he figure out a way to exist with the powers, or will he be able to get rid of them? Whatever the ending may be, the journey in and of itself has been very entertaining, and depending on now endings for these, the payoffs for series that provide you with all this, lush material that's fun to view and experience. What is the payoff? Where is it going? But at this point, they've done so well, unless they're really going to throw something incredibly stupid. I don't think they're in danger of that. So this is all very well done. This is from the crew that did the Fargo series, which there again, Fargo, the third season, got a little weak there, but the structure, the storytelling abilities, the many levels in there, this is a show that you can rewatch several times because you'll probably get other aspects from it that you might have missed, and that's all well and good. But so I don't know that this was in danger of being disappointing when it concludes, like others that I could mention, certain islands, thrones, and whatnot. But Legion, it has presented something here that I don't know that anyone can duplicate. The concept of surrealism certainly could be, but then it's going to be like, you're doing Legion, or you're doing Twilight Zone, or something like that. But hopefully someone else can find a way as well. But this seems to be the pinnacle for that right now, the one speed. And if there was, like, again, if you're going to compare the two, obviously Doom Patrol really failed to achieve the level of excellence and presenting a narrative through the theatrics of surrealism. So well done, Legion. And if you haven't checked out Legion, do so now. The final season will be the final season. And Logan and Legion, 2 L's, might be the best that we get out of these X-Men characters for a while, if ever, when we'll see whatever Marvel will do with their rebooted X-Men franchise. So, all right. Again, thank you for listening and watching. Why not like and subscribe? Yeah, why not? I'll do another video. I will. And while you're here, of course, check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you. Yes, you.